Darren. You're lucky.
Hello, fellow friends who have never said an angry thing about any type of flying animal, and we want to feed all of these birds, never throw stones at them.
Dude, Levi's Stadium is kind of a joke.
I'm just getting ready for the game here, rooting for my boys. As you can see,
My
it's
boys.
beautiful sunset. It's getting pretty packed. But it's going to be a beautiful game.
It's a live recording from the stadium. That's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, I've got noise cancellation going.
You're up in
It's
one
loud
of
here.
those
It's rocking.
like sniper nests.
Yeah, I do look like I am the DC sniper right now, just chilling.
No, you're for protection snipers. They have at all
okay.
major sporting events.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
You look like you paid $200 for nosebleeds.
At least, dude. My mom was going to take some Swedish people here, and she was like, I didn't want to pay $600 to go to Levi's. I'm like, that can't be the price, can it? I don't know. Hearsay.
You're just chasing that tech money, baby.
Yeah.
I love that tech money. Anyway, what's up? It's week 2 recap, week 3 preview show. All three of us podcasters are together. We're doing a nice collab thing this year. I think we've come a long road from battling, bad mouthing. Remember the early days of these podcasts? It was much more drunk and much more vitriol throwing. Where now we can work together for a common cause of enlightening our fellow league mates. So welcome.
We're still slightly butthurt about Stuart taking over. There was already one branded podcast, just a couple of best friends hanging out, first to market, and then you come in like a freaking wrecking ball, very thick wrecking ball.
No, I was in shape back then, dude.
You made a killer intro song that I couldn't compete with.
No.
We couldn't compete with.
We've never stolen any segment from him. We've only had original ideas.
This is why the market demands free marketplace, right? The innovation of ideas and the ability to steal.
That's right. Capitalism. Everybody wins, except for the little guy.
I mean, it makes sense. You guys were stealing before you were stealing, you were doing stat reads. Like, this is what the Panthers kicker has done compared to this guy for the entire season. Adding up, and then there were just so many players by the end of it.
I think might lead us down a dark road. Maybe we should just be happy of our newfound
fuck your friendship.
Dude, you guys are coming at me.
Stu, how was your weekend?
It was good. Just same old, dude. It's family dad life. The only thing, one thing I noticed is this week I started jogging in the morning with Marlo, not on my shoulder or anything or under my arm, but in the stroller. And you don't realize how lame you look running with a stroller until you're doing it. You have one arm flopping around at your side, the other one forward out. It's not good, dude. It looks bad. I see myself in the reflection of cars and stuff. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really been up to much. Just started jogging again, working, taking care of the little guy. That's pretty much it.
Dude, I disagree with you. I did a little stroll this morning. For every time I finish a book, I get to treat myself to Starbucks coffee in the morning. So I was walking down to State Street Starbucks, and there was 2 dads running with babies and strollers. And I was like, wow, that's fucking dope. You guys look super cool. And so I respectfully decline your perception of yourself. I think it's cool.
Well, I was by myself. I didn't have another dude.
another dad.
No.
Friend.
These were independent dads.
Okay.
Different dads, different spaces. But I was just like, kudos. You're getting after it. The kid's looking cute. I'm sure Marlo's looking cute. That's all that really matters.
No, finally I'm paying up my bet to Bacon. So I'm cheering for the Niners super hard today. I'm wearing my San Francisco hat here because I love the city so much. I'm wearing the the 49ers red shirt that I used to support San Francisco's own Evan Bryden at the wedding. So there it is.
Oh my God, it's the actual shirt. Wow, this podcast has got so much better.
I'm here at Levi's. I'm here at Levi's Stadium.
Imagine wearing wedding attire on the podcast.
Dude, I'm sweating right now, dude.
Like a hardworking
like a hardworking individual from the old time days. Anyway,
hey, can I make a request?
Yeah.
Can you make sure that you're on gallery view this week?
Oh yeah, good call.
Oh yeah, let's do gallery. All right, switch to gallery view. Here we are.
Last time it was just.
Last time we tried. I did this last time. It didn't work. So let's see if it works this time.
Yeah. We'll get into my life updates next. That was a great update from you, Stu. Love Baby Marlo content always. For me, I spent the weekend with also a bunch of babies. We visited my future family, my in-laws, all weekend long, future in-laws. So that was really cool because we just haven't really gotten to hang out with that family very much. And so as a whole, we went down Thursday night. We spent all day Friday working from one of their houses while the kids were running around like all chaotically. They don't really understand working from home. So that was kind of crazy.
Friends.
Yeah, I was like in a meeting with my boss and like I had this like 4-year-old just like crawling on me and I'm just like trying to keep her away. And then mom comes in and like tries to like hide from the screen and grab the kid to get him out of the office. So that was really funny. And it's really fun to be, they're like at a really fun age right now where they just really like, they just want to play all the time. And I like enjoy that energy. Like it really fires me up nowadays since my like Frisbee life is over. So there's a picture that Ashley took of me of like first thing in the morning, the kids run in, jump on our like air mattress, and I like turn into like Godzilla, and they're all like climbing on me, and I have all 3 kids like on me, and I like rise up, and it's just like super funny. These kids are dying laughing. The parents are watching me. Ashley's watching me. It's just like so fun. So that was a really cool weekend. Got to hang out, with the future in-laws and all that, and that leads into the segue of this weekend. We're going to Big Sur.
Ooh.
It's the big weekend for those that weren't at draft weekend. I kind of spilled the beans to the boys that I'm planning on giving Ash her ring this weekend. So that's fun and exciting, and it's not like terrifying, but like I also want to make sure that like it's special. Every girl has dreams about what that moment is like, so I want to make sure that I do a good enough job that it meets those demands. So that's the only like pressure that I'm feeling right now.
You are the greatest gift, no matter how it goes.
Bro, oh my God, I could fucking kiss you. Come here.
Have you already picked? I'm sorry if we talked about this during the weekend. I was pretty messed up during draft weekend, but
no.
Did she pick out the ring, or did you pick out?
Yeah,
she did.
Oh yeah, she picked out the ring. I knew what type of ring, what style she really liked. And so I had picked out a couple at a local spot. And so like one afternoon, I was like, hey, like, let's go check out these rings, just to make sure that I'm tracking, And so
For a
there was
friend.
one. Yeah, no.
Not you. For my other girlfriend.
I've been so bad about this. We've been talking about like our wedding and like planning things already, like things that we want, and, like doing things all out of order and just kind of like, I don't know, lifting the veil of secrecy. So like I was just like, honey, like I want to get you a ring that you want. Let's go check these rings out just to make sure that I'm gonna get one that you like. And so there was one in there that I was gonna buy. And I was like, hey, like she's looking at them all. I was like, hey, can she like try this one on just to see how it feels? And the lady's like, oh, sure, totally. Ashley puts it on. She's like, yeah, this is so pretty. She puts it on, and she's like, oh, what the hell? Like, that's not how I envisioned it looking. I was like,
she like
mortified. I was mortified because it like checked all the boxes of what she wanted, you know. So then I was like, all right, honey, like I was gonna buy that ring. I don't want to buy a ring that like you haven't chosen. So like you just find one and I will buy it.
That's a good move.
She's like,
Pro move.
yeah, yeah. Especially like I love Ashley. She can be a little nitpicky on certain things, and it turns out a ring is one of them. Who knew? Yeah,
Big time.
yeah. So we were in Ojai earlier this summer, and we popped into some stupid ass boutique shop, and they just happened to have rings there. And she's like, "Oh my god, this is the one." And I was like, "All right, well, like let's come back again." Like we went back a couple weeks later. I was like, "Let's pop into that shop again. Let's see." Like she's like, "Oh my god, it's still the one." I was like, "All right, cool. Like go in the car. I'm gonna put it on layaway." And we just bought it right there and stashed it in my pocket and tried
Why
to
the
like
layaway?
lie.
Why the layaway line though? Why did you say layaway? You
I
just
just
made
didn't
yourself
want to be like,
more broke.
Santa Barbara
You're
rent.
like-
It's very expensive. All right. Yeah, he's got to work it off. You should know wearing that polo was like.
This is fine linen.
I just isn't layaway where you isn't layaway where you like reserve something and then you can come back and buy it later?
Oh, I
That's what
thought
I
it
thought it
was like you put it on a payment plan or something until like
Oh.
you can pay for it. I don't know.
So
We
not that. I
should
was
probably look up what layaway is.
I was just simply
Ashley's
trying
like,
to
what
say
the
like,
fuck is he talking about?
yeah. But I didn't want to buy it with her
You
like
don't even know what
standing right
layaway-
there.
Buying something in which the consumer makes a down payment, which the store then holds for them while they pay the remainder in installments,
Oh, I was kinda
after
right.
which they take possession of the item.
So we're both right?
So Ashley's like, so that means you have it with you now then.
Right. Yeah. So I was just like trying to play it off like because I'm not gonna buy it with her standing right there. Like that's
Yep,
so
yep.
weird. And then this was in the beginning of summer, and so then it's been all summer long.
She's
just
totally
like-
forgot. Nice. Okay.
Dude, Amber used to get drunk. Dude, Amber used to know where I hid the ring before I proposed. She would get drunk and like put it on and like hide it from me.
I really
gotta get
hope
better
that
hiding
Ashley's on the
spots.
same.
I mean, I was probably drunk too, so I was just like not, very aware.
But
But
you had yours.
congratulations in advance, Mr. Aaron Weaver. Aaron Weaver, is it?
Yeah, that's big news.
Aaron Weaver, he,
Big
him.
news.
Thank you very much.
A lot of
Yeah,
good.
he, him,
wedding
Aaron
news.
Weaver.
Stu, you had some shout outs you wanted to make?
Yes, big time. So also in the engagement category of conversation, congratulations to Sean and Kelsey. There we go. They did it.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop. So that's awesome. I'm sure there'll be a fun wedding down the road, and I'm not sure where they'd want to get married, but we're very happy and excited for y'all.
Do it in Ireland.
Yeah. Oh, don't do it in Ireland, dude. That'd be so far. And also shout out to Adam and Noel on their honeymoon in Italy right now. So hopefully that all worked
Oh.
out well. But congrats to those two.
Have we confirmed that they are actually in Europe? Not like you with all your fake
Oh yeah.
photos.
No, those are real, 100% real. just like this one right here.
Those
My
pictures look
weekend
worse
was
than
really
AI
full.
generated.
It was a big one. Not that big though. I guess this is saying big weekend after listening to those stories makes it mine a small weekend. But
I was just jogging,
you were jogging. Weaver's planning.
Just
I was
jogging.
twisting my ankle at practice, which was Stu and I were talking about before Weaver hopped on. Club regionals is this next weekend. Last weekend we had practice. Rolled my ankle on some slick grass. Slightly rolled. It is not. I'm able to walk on it, but I can't like cut. I haven't tried to sprint yet. I've been wrapping and icing and this type of thing. So that's I made the comparison to Kevin Durant last night. I was like, I'm just gonna Kevin Durant it. I'm just gonna go out there and play until I can't play anymore and see what happens. That's my ankle news. And after that, Chelsea and I went to the Ramona Winery, which we are members of. We became members months ago. We were making a trip out to the desert to camp. It's a very spur of the moment, sporadic. Let's pop in this winery. Let's become members. We haven't been there since. Ramona is like 45 minutes away from where we live. Chelsea periodically has been like, fuck, they charged me again for this membership. We haven't gone. So we finally went up there. We had 6 bottles of wine waiting for us. And we were able to broker that into like, how about we get some free glasses? How about, are we allowed to open one of these bottles here? And they're like, well, usually we don't allow that, but because you've been waiting so long.
You're members.
I was like, I'm a member.
I remember.
I remember being a member. This is right after I had rolled my ankle too. So I was like,
I remember.
My like shoe is off. I'm like elevating my like socked foot at this winery. Wow, using the chat in the Zoom call.
Hopefully that showed up, dude. Suck this member is what Weaver typed.
Oh man.
Okay,
we gotta kick Weaver out of his podcast again. We played Star Wars Villainous, the expansion. That was pretty fun.
Oh, how is it?
Fun. They're a little complicated. Star Wars one is more complicated than Disney ones are. So it definitely it takes a long while to get through a game of one-on-one. But still fun. Recommend it. Next time
are they
play.
Are they like pretty equalized, the villains, or are some of them like more OP?
No, there definitely are some that are more difficult than others. So this set is Seventh Sister from Rebels, who's Inquisitor, Boba Fett, and then Cad Bane. And Boba Fett is the most difficult because he has all these steps in order to basically like capture bounties. He has to like get hired for the bounty, and then he's got to get allies out to beat the heroes, and he's got to collect on the bounty. Fun. We'll play eventually, but yeah, they definitely are a little more difficult.
Really quick, did you guys ever watch that beer Olympics that like George Kittle was in like this last year?
Yeah,
it's like a
Bush
YouTube video.
They posted did someone post a video in the group me about that, like a 1.5-minute clip or whatever?
Well, yeah, but there was like a whole like 50-minute YouTube video of it. It has like Shane Gillis and Bert Kreischer on a team. It has like a bunch of different teams. It made me want to do a beer Olympics with you guys so bad. I was like, that looks like so much fun. It was like
flip cup.
Yeah, but I mean, this was obviously like very college drinking. You know, it was like all drinking games, like, which was always fun when we were younger and didn't totally die when we drank. You know.
Yeah, the good old days.
They hosted it. They hosted it at like a mansion complex.
Yeah,
sounds like O'Malley's house.
It could be. Yeah, I might have seen O'Malley in the video actually.
Does O'Malley have a pool?
No, he has a AstroTurf lawn in the back.
Oh, that's
a garage.
Mm-hmm. He does a weightlifting garage.
The last update I wanted to share was that I watched Sunday Night Football with Laddie because I don't know if I've shared this. He moved down here to San Diego to be with his girlfriend. She lived here previously. I had known about this for a little bit. He sent me their address, and without exaggeration, he is a 15-second walk from my house. Like literally, I live on this street, and then there's an alley, and then there's another street, and he lives on the other street. He sent me the address. I sent him back a Google Maps screenshot, super zoomed in, and it's like my place, his place. We share an alley. So,
dude, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's amazing. So he came over, he brought artichoke dip. I grilled some veggies and tri-tip, and Chelsea made some appetizers. Watched the Dolphins not put up very many points through the air against the Patriots, but grand old time. So yeah, Laddie now is a stone's throw away.
Oh,
that's sick. Laddie's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
Santa Barbara lost another good one.
Yeah, speaking of which, Brad is about to move to Washington. He got that house. It's happening.
Ooh,
it happened. Cool. I actually meant to text him today.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was still happening.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, Brad. Congrats, Brad.
His days are numbered.
Well,
draft party 2024.
That would be sweet. Yeah. Back to the Pacific
Where-
Northwest.
Where
It
is
is
it
done
in Washington?
Good.
Amos, it's like right across the border from Portland.
Yeah. Giant river. Let's float it.
I wanted to float this year. Everyone was like, too cold.
I think
Anyway.
you were the guy that was saying
No,
"Too
no.
cold," in
No,
that
no,
voice.
no. Too cold. I didn't.
All right.
I wanted the wetsuit option. You think Bill could have hooked us up with some wetsuits?
I don't know if they have
No.
your size.
Hey, dude, they definitely do. Ouch.
This is America,
Can't come
land of
back
the
from that one.
obese.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
they
true.
can't
Yeah,
come back
that's
from
that's very true. Moving on, we got a lot of stuff to cover.
Oh,
There's
man.
3 of us. We all have opinions, and there's a game that
Good.
we need to watch later on. Some bets have been made. Actually, the same bet because Stu and Bill glommed on Pebbles and mine. Yeah, our bet. So both of us are
Glommed?
doing glommed. Look it up. I Googled layaway. You can Google glommed. Vodka and shot bet, 1 shot of each. Winner tries to identify the loser's order. I will give that Stu and Bill added the shotgun if it's a miss correctly identified. Those shots are going. Encourage you all with other matchups to, we can't see because the skyline of, there it is. And now we can see. Cheers. I have a Cali cream and orange creamsicle, by the way. They have a variety pack out. It's great.
Those are good. Weren't those at Pebbles reception or not reception? The cocktail
Wedding?
party.
I don't know. I shut up late because my flight got all.
I'm pretty sure he had those creamsicle ones. Pretty sure. Where was that one made? Brewed, whatever they say.
Mother Earth. I think it's a San Diego-based brewery.
Oh well, maybe I'm off there. But there was a creamsicle.
Vista, yeah.
Right.
I just drank straight wine at that, as one is to do at weddings. Red wine only. League pick'em. We still got 4 people playing. Weaver is in first. He's 10-2. I'm in second, 8-4. Pebble 7-5. Stu 5-7. You did get your picks in last week. Good job. I know that was a little up in the air. Adam taking up the rear also with Stu 5-7. Weaver was a cool 6-0 last week.
That's fucking right.
Yes.
I'm a pulse on the league this year, baby. It's my time.
Got no pulse on the league.
Pride comes before the fall. But we'll get to your team later, I think. So I did some research. All
You're
right.
on fire, Collin. You're on fire.
When am I not on fire, man? That's why people love me. My quick wit, and as Pebble said in the group me, super confident. All right. I know firsthand about the pride and the fall and all that.
You are quickly confident, that's for sure.
You didn't have it during draft.
Oh man. Dude. Well, actually, hold on. First of all, I have a friend here that you can say that to.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. Secondly, I did okay in the draft. We'll see. Just got a new RB1 on my team. So, but we can get to that later too.
Oh,
all right. So the research that I did.
This is ridiculous.
Last week I was
You just call Kareem Hunt an RB1?
On some squads, he would be an RB1.
On your squad.
Like my squad.
Only your squad. Only yours.
Because I have Mid Sanders and Alexander mega sus now. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. I did some research. I was curious how many champs started 2-0. Last week we had some listener questions about pick your champ, pick your Sacco, the way too early projections. And so I was like, let's dive deep into the most common records after 2 weeks for both or all of our champs and our Saccos. Basically, it's inconclusive. 5 champs have been 2-0, 4 have been 1-1, and even 1 has been 0-2. That was Max in 2017. So you have 3 guys who are 0-2. There's still hope. Conversely, I want to know how many Saccos started 0-2. Only 3 of them have. And actually, the most common Sacco record is 1-1, which is actually not that amazing to say because that's very common. But that's just to give hope to all those who are 0-2. And actually, one individual, Bill, in 2015, started 2-0 and then won the Sacco. So anything can happen from here on out, folks. And then when I was doing this, you're looking at your phone. What you looking at, Stu?
All I'm seeing is that I have the highest champ to Sacco ratio. Is it? That's basically it. That's the only number I see sticking out.
I don't know. I think we have the same ratio, which is like 1,000,000%.
No, mine's 2 million.
I don't know. It's good try.
I'm 2-0. Collin's 1-0. I'm literally 2,000,000% more than you. Look, you can Google it if you want.
Hashtag like the Kermit meme is like.
Reminds me
I
of
also
Mean Girls.
then please.
The limit does not exist.
Oh, I love that
Be
Hail
fun.
Mary answer. Yeah, the limit does not exist. No, it does. You're just wrong. I also went and counted trophies again because this is a fun thing to do. Our trophy count leader is O'Malley. He's got 4 of them. 3 are Sackos. Adam and Bill and Pebs are all tied with 3. Pebbles and Adam have 1 championship, 2 Sackos. Bill has 2 championships, 1 Sacco. Bacon's 1-on-1 with 2 trophies. Stu has his 2,000,000% championships and 0 Sackos. I have no Sackos and 1 championship. Max has no Sackos, 1 championship. Weaver has a trophy in his case. It's a toilet one.
That was the best Sacco, by the way. Pebbles is giving you a run this year, though, but that was the best Sacco.
Pebbles is
God.
drinking like nothing out of his like phantom video, stroll around his house videos. I'm not buying it.
Dude, his are so good. That's classic, awesome content.
Shame. Yeah, shame on you for saying anything negative about that video. That was amazing. That was so clever, Pebbles. A+ job.
Negative? What?
Oh,
you're talking about
Collin.
Oh, good. I was like,
Collin.
I love it.
Yeah.
Pebbles, you got some holes in the side of your house you need to fill. Okay. Very evident on that video. No, I did appreciate it. And I like the length of it too. We can't finish this segment without noting the 3 people who have no trophies, Brad, Evan, and Scott.
Boring.
I have a question. And actually, it's probably most relevant for me. Would you rather have a trophy and have it be the Sacco than no trophy at all?
No trophy at all. I'd never want to have the Sacco, but I'm trending that way this year.
Did you not just listen to the segment? You're fine. Yeah, no Sackos, please.
I heard what I wanted to hear in that segment. Basically.
Hashtag shout out Ian Book. Hashtag shout out Ian Book. My guy. Saved me from that Sacco trophy against Adam 2 years ago. Moving on. Dude, both of you at once just shook your head.
What was it? The Dolphins defense?
27 points, baby. Let's go.
That was what saved you.
Yeah, I was down by 11.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
We got some listener questions.
Yes.
First one comes from Bill. At what point does a player's draft capital not matter, but actual season results? So he asked me if I understood what this question meant, and I said yes. Do you guys need an explanation of this, or do you know what he's saying?
I got it.
Okay, well then, what do you guys think?
Weaver?
Yeah, I think that week 5 is my cutoff for draft capital. I always keep it in mind through then, but by week 5, I think that performances are pretty clear, except when it comes to like rookie receivers, I would say. Yeah, that's my cutoff, week 5.
I feel like I look at it a little bit differently. I think the draft capital doesn't matter after the draft. It's just about arrows like up or down. Do you think that this player is going to keep performing well? Do you think he's going to start sucking? Where is he at that moment in that whole spectrum? And then beyond that, it's like, who cares, really? Like, you draft someone high because you assume that their arrow is pointing up and they're going to be productive. But if their arrow is pointing down and they're not productive, their draft capital doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I think after the draft is done, those values, it doesn't really matter. I kind of do like week 5 seems very arbitrary to me, but I immediately had this thought. I think that same year that I went to the Sacco game, I had drafted Brandon Cooks and he was absolute dog shit through like 4 weeks, and I dropped him for Zacchaeus on the Falcons because I was like, this guy's got more opportunity and Cooks is shitty. And then Max picked up Cooks and he was like baller from then on out. He was like a top 25 receiver, and I felt so dumb for doing that.
It's always tough.
We had a
I think
trade that happened last night, and I wanted to compare the two traded players.
I'd love to hear Weaver's take on this trade.
Sam Laporta taken in the 14th round, traded for Kareem Hunt taken in the 15th round.
That's pretty fair, draft wise.
yeah,
Yeah. What do you think, Weaver? That's a good question.
it's interesting. I think Sam Laporta has shown some talent, and the tight end space is a wasteland. So anybody, I personally am looking for upside there, and I think Sam Laporta has it, especially if this Amon-Ra St. Brown injury is a lingering one. Like if it's turf toe and he misses time, all of a sudden there's a dozen targets available each game. I think Kareem Hunt is WAP. It's very annoying that he is going to be eating into my Jeremy Ford stock. I think this is a good trade. You both have needs. You're both kind of searching for help in some regard. I think it's probably. I think it's a fair trade. Yeah, I think it works well for both of you. So kudos for finding a fair one. We'll see how it shakes out, but I think both players have potential to be contributors on each of your teams.
Connecting back to this question of draft capital matters, I think you have to look beyond just where someone is taken. Construction of a team. And Stu and I talked about this after the trade was made, but obviously we were both considering it. I was probably never going to play Sam Laporta, and he was probably never going to play Kareem Hunt. So I think it's not only the singular value of the players that are involved, but also the teams that they're coming from, and also the team needs that they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Hunt is more of a shot in the dark than Laporta is. But I think that both of our teams had obvious needs, and we made a move to address them, or at least try to address them.
Dude, mm-hmm. Can I tell you something crazy?
No.
Pat on the Steelers had, I think it was 2 receptions for 5 yards over 2 games. And a touchdown. He fell in the end zone. But yeah, I was going to change my name to I want to fire a gun in my mouth, because he was that bad. He was so bad.
Yeah, I don't think that's a reflection of him. I think Matt Canada is the worst offensive coordinator in the league. Man needs to get fired. He had so many weapons, and he's just wasting them all.
I haven't watched any Steelers content, I think, in a while, years. I don't think I've had a Steelers player, but my sense is that Pickett is not very good. What do you guys think of that guy? Have you watched some games? What's your
I thought he
opinion?
looked better in the last game, but he looked pretty bad against the 49ers. He looked great in the preseason. I think the jury's out on him still.
Yeah, I think he would flourish if he was put in the right situation, and Matt Canada does not put him in the right situation over and over and over again. I remember watching Deontay Johnson last year, and just the number of wide receiver screens that he would catch and just immediately get blown up, and they would just try it over and over and over again. It's just what is going on here? Why it didn't work the first time, second time, third time? What made you think the fourth time was going to work?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll be getting the ball to Pickens is all I have to say about that. Force it downfield.
I did see that Adam quickly dropped one of those weapons he had picked up in Mr. Robinson.
Oh, yeah. Here's to you,
Mr. Robinson.
Yeah.
Once again, you found free agency.
Dude, I can't believe he fell for the Robinson pickup again.
Watch, he has 2 touchdowns this week, and he's the hot commodity on the waiver wire.
We need the bell of shame. Ching.
That'd be so funny if we have props.
Awful pickups or awful drops. Ting.
The only prop that we have right now is this guy.
No.
Let's get into that. Let's get into that. So we got some more questions. This next few, actually, the remaining of the questions come from Scott. First one is, what's your 11 team ranking, excluding yourself, for most want to see to least want to see win a championship? Now, when he sent me this, I was like, 11 seems like a lot, so I think we'll do top 3 and bottom 3. So, and we had this discussion in the group me a little bit today. So I will go first to you, Stu, as you look like you're about to burst. Who's your top 3 that you would love to see win, and then bottom 3 that you would hate to see win?
Well, Scott and Evan, plug your ears, because that conversation is super duper beta. I want Stewart, and Stewart to win, and I want all you losers to lose, and that's it. I don't want to say, oh, I don't want to like act all cuck about it like you guys have been doing. It's super lame. Like, seriously, cut it out. It's done.
Okay, and how about your bottom 3?
I can do the bottom 3 for sure. Bottom 3. I would love to see you get a Sacco after getting the championship. I think that'd be super funny. Collin. I would love to see. I think
you're like, who else is in my league?
Let's see Brad finally get a Sacco. I want to see Brad finally get one.
Dude, he was born in the gulag. He's not losing in there.
And then if Pebbles is going to keep putting out content like this, I want him in the Sacco competition every year. You know,
repeat.
Yeah. So that's my bottom 3.
What do you think, Weaver? Top 3, who you hope to win, and bottom 3. Also, you're not supposed to pick yourself if we're just revisiting the question again, because that, of course, is the obvious answer.
Obviously, yeah, I got that from the question. Thanks for explaining it. I would choose Adam. I think he has earned it. He served some serious time in Sacco land.
Last one in 2013.
Yeah. Pebbles also, I think already I'm loving his Sacco content. And so I'm a big Sacco to championship believer. So those are my 2. And then I would like to see Bacon with a trophy. Ever since the curse,
right.
That was one of the most creative things that I've ever fucking witnessed in my life. To this day, it's a Hall of Fame moment in Frisbee touchdown.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
I like to see him get one without black magic.
And 3 individuals that have already won both trophies. Also, how do you know he didn't do any black magic this year?
Yeah, good point. I don't. I don't know that, so that's fun. Maybe that's why your draft went so poorly. He was just feeding you Bud Lights. No, you did a good job of feeding us booze the whole time. It was a good strategy.
We bought a lot. We had to get through it. We didn't even get through it.
Dude, I was I was pretty drunk for the draft, to be honest. I drafted Matsui, dude.
Oh my god. It was such a ridiculous pick.
I got Matsui. That might be the pick of the draft.
20 minutes to make the pick of the draft in the fucking last round.
He's like, how do you spell his last name? The internet's out. I don't know.
For my bottom 3, I would like to see Collin Gall taking those toilet bowl shots. I would like to see Stuart Good taking those toilet bowl shots.
Come on.
And I would like to see Bill take some toilet bowl shots. Yeah. For some reason, I feel like Bill's been coming at me recently, and I don't know what it's about. Like,
Bill Weave is over.
It goes back to the Grand Slam that never was, and I think he was one of the loudest people in the room claiming it was foul.
Oh, it was so fair.
Was that
fair?
It's too late, but this controversy will live on forever.
It will.
We know what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of motivation behind that foul ball call.
Yeah, you think?
Suck it, Bill.
I would choose Weaver, Brad, and Evan as those who I want to win beside myself because they don't have any championships. And for Sackos, I think everyone's tied for that one. It'd be fun to see either of you guys win, not only because you chose me, but because I think it's fun when a podcaster has the trophy. And then, yeah, I would like to see Brad win it because he loves that. He's undefeated in those Sacco games. So
Playing with
I want
fire.
that. I want that legend to continue. I'm not ready for it to end yet. I'd like him to get to like double digits.
He's like the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Next question from Scott. Who's going to have the next Frisbee touchdown baby? And to that, I would remind that Max missed draft weekend because Kelly is pregnant with her third. So I think that actually is the next baby that's going to happen. From there, my thought was that maybe Stu and Amber double down. That could be like a thing, doing them close in age or something.
We would be probably another year and a half away if we did, which we're not, but if we did, she's got that would be like how long she'd want to wait, probably.
Yeah, I think next on the list for me is with this engagement, the engagement news. I think O'Malley and Kelsey enter the battle, and if not them, then
the battle.
maybe me and Ash are close second. They've got a weekend a weekend advantage on us, a week head start.
Hell yeah. You've been practicing? Yeah.
Damn it, I was just gonna make the same joke.
Yeah.
Let's say there'll be some practice happening in Big Sur very soon.
You guys remember back in the day when I would talk about fucking fertile ovens on this podcast?
Dude, I've been doing a lot of historical research, and Stu's championship team name keeps popping up.
Fertile
Literally
oven.
the fertile oven. Yeah.
Fertile oven, yeah.
It's another stolen
no
stolen content.
Oh well, I mean,
no,
a little bit. They called James they called James White pregnant. They said he was about to have a baby. They literally did in his bio. So that's why I named it that.
Oh my god. You're just gonna claim like I didn't
made it up.
Talk about fertile ovens all the time in my Tinder days. 100%. Fucking TM.
If I didn't make it up, I'm not at Levi's Stadium right now.
Oh, those are okay. Bold.
Touche. Yeah, can't argue with that.
So next we have our Silver Linings Playbook / Golden Nuggets segment. Now that we have our Golden Nuggets individual here.
Yeah.
So as our 6 matchups, 6 losers, why don't we have each of you guys do 3 to be fair and just, fair and balanced on this podcast.
All right.
Starting with, I don't know, which one of you guys want to go first? You can choose.
I'll go. I'm going to start with the law-abiding citizens. Golden Nuggets. You don't have that trash Deshaun Watson on your fantasy team. It's better without him. We saved you.
We really did save him.
Yeah.
Although Lawrence put less than 10 points this last week, but
yeah,
a weird game.
That was a little tough. Turns out Kansas City Chiefs defense is elite. But anyways,
good.
Your receiver core is incredible. They have, the skill set to put you in the running for the money each week. Losing Nick Chubb really sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you. But you also have Kenneth Walker, who's looking to be like he's an RB1 this season. So I think you still have a very strong team this year. Even though you lost your first round pick, I think you're still a heavyweight contender.
I have to say, seeing T. Higgins blow up and Jamar Chase do nothing was a kick in the balls for sure. Okay. Brutal.
Yeah, that's very frustrating. You're up, Stu.
All right. So I will do no Coop for you.
No Ayuk for you.
No. Oh, well, then it was no Coop.
No, it still is no Cooper. I'm just making a joke about tonight and his not being active.
Well, I mean, he has got a lot of questionable on his, like a lot of red questionable.
Silver linings.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is Derrick Henry's hurt. Brees Hall had like a few carries. I guess Zach Moss looked like the guy, which is good. You've got like an awesome starting caliber running back. I think probably you're only a few weeks away from Cup and Taylor coming back. And then at that point, you could have two more superstars. So I think you've split these first two games, right? Am I off here? No, you're 0-2. My bad, dude. But you came close to splitting. And if you can just survive, maybe get one win here this week, you'll be right back in it, and you'll have one of the better teams if all those guys play. So there you go.
Yeah, well done. I'm taking on Gamblers Anonymous, Golden Nuggets free team, Justin Herbstreit. He is the truth. He's the man. He is the only quarterback that was called elite to continue to put up elite numbers through the first 2 weeks. So that's really cool for you. You almost pulled off the miracle Monday night comeback. That was a little bit of a bummer for you that it didn't work out. You have the better running back in Pittsburgh. If only Matt Canada wasn't so dog shit. Bijan Robinson is super fun to watch. So that's exciting for you and your team. I'm John Connor. James Conner, even though the Cardinals are just a wasteland of a team, he is putting up fantasy relevant numbers for you. And the fact that you lost this matchup because Calvin Ridley only put up 4 points is crazy. Like, I don't expect that to happen again. So you are, if O'Malley is a heavyweight contender, you're a heavyweight favorite, my man, which I don't like. It scares me. Over to you, Stu.
What were you going to do one, Collin? Or are you just kicking it to us?
You too. You got it.
All right. I'll do Adam. This is how you Ramondre. I think this one's pretty obvious. Like you got, you scored a ton of points. You have like an arrow pointing up on Reynolds. You have Swift on your bench. And plus you're in Italy right now. So why do you care about losing? You're in beautiful, awesome Italy. So your silver lining is you're in beautiful, awesome Italy with your Duolingo app and your lovely wife, and congratulations.
Wow, cool. Yeah, that was good content. All right, I'm getting Pukaki'd because you can't talk about yourself because that's weird. Although it'd be kind of fun to hear you try to pep yourself up in front of everybody.
I'm here for it.
Congratulations on drafting the second best, or having the second best receiver in the league on your team. I'm not talking about Jamar Chase, but I am talking about Puka Nacua.
Puka.
There was an article that came out today in The Athletic that talked about him joining the Breakfast Club with Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. So you are just about to profit greatly. All of a sudden, your wide receiver core is probably the best in the league, and that's including the Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle combo. So that's fun. Gibbs is on his way up. Montgomery's hurt. So, we talked about arrows earlier in the podcast. His arrow is going really high. So congratulations there. And your team is not as bad as everybody thinks it is. So
that's what I've been saying.
There.
I'm just waiting for it to actually happen.
Yeah. If Watson can find a healthy hamstring, I think your team will be very explosive. But yeah, you also have Justin Fields, who, like, what's going on there? That's weird.
He sucks. He can't throw the ball.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch him just get annihilated on social media.
Yeah, can't throw the ball, man. He's like Bryce Young. Like Bryce Young can't throw the ball either. But then again, all the Panthers receivers can't get any separation either. It was brutal, dude. Yeah, Fields looks like a straight up bust. It's not looking good.
Yeah, again, it makes you wonder like what these guys could do if they were surrounded like with Andy Reid or
Yeah.
Shanahan, you know?
I like woke up on, I guess it was Tuesday. I just came to the realization that they're just completely breaking Bryce Young. Like any potential he would have had is just going to be completely gone because they don't have an offensive line. He's just getting wrecked. His receivers are trash. The fans are going to be coming for him this year. You know it's going to happen. It just sucks. It's like, why invest such a high round draft pick? Make that trade if you're just going to like give him ancient Adam Thielen and injured DJ Chark as his weapons and Middle Susters as his running back. It's like, it makes no sense, dude. The Panthers are a trash organization, which is why I'm a Niners fan now. And
Welcome.
here I am, ready for the game.
Maybe they'll draft a baller receiver for him after they get a super high pick next year. Like the Burrow Chase combo.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, right? All right, I'm going to do the last one. I think it's Collin. It to a black trademark. I think that's how you say it in Latin. So I think that although you are in a little bit of trouble with your running back situation, Midi Sus and Middle Susters are both. I think to be fair, I think Sanders could have a good week against Seattle this week if he's healthy, which he's questionable right now. But you still have the Dolphins and their crazy explosive offense. I listened to one podcast about how they compared, I think it was Lombardi, the like old GM or whatever. He compared Tyreek Hill to Steph Curry in the sense that he creates gravity, for the deep threat. So it stretches the field, makes everyone have to spread out more, and just opens up everything. So he is one of the few players in the league that has the ability to completely break defenses, and he's going to have huge weeks. So if he can just find a way to get like a floor for your not so hot positions, you could have that chance to go through the roof every single week. So I think you're in good shape still. You need Waddle's health. You need Tua to be healthy. I predicted the New England short on Miami last week, and I think you guys have a much better matchup this week, right? Who are they playing this week?
Broncos. Who just
you guys are
cock slapped by the Commandos.
Yeah, you guys are gonna kick the shit out of them. So big bounce back week for the Dolphins, I think, and silver linings playbook. There you go.
Thanks.
I'm gonna run and grab another beer. I'll be right back. Here, 1 second.
Thanks, man.
Need to hear it. Let's see. Well, while he's doing that, any love to hate to sees or favorite group me posts that immediately come to mind you want to throw out there in the ether?
Oh, I
favorite
just want
post
to.
from Sunday?
This post from Evan about me hoping that everybody gets hurt really grinded my gears. Now I have a question for you, Collin. Why did you trade for Kareem Hunt?
I don't have any running backs, and maybe he'll get some work with the good offensive line as opposed to the two guys who I'm trotting out there who are getting work with bad offensive lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you think that Kareem Hunt's going to get a handful of touches throughout the game?
Yeah, I think that he's going to be a factor. I mean, I kind of, without really intimately knowing either the timeshare or Ford as a player, Ford was like factoring in and was fantasy relevant before Chubb got hurt. And so I imagine like Ford will now be the Chubb and Hunt will now be the Ford. Well, he'll still get some passes. He'll still get some touches. And I mean, the Browns aren't like a terrible team. Oh, Watson is playing poorly. I just think that the opportunity, it's like, I was never going to play Laporta. And if Andrews gets injured, I think my season's over anyway. So I need to do something.
You prove my point basically in that Gus Edwards and Jeremy Ford both were getting touches on their own, and that's why I like them because they were like the change of pace, timeshare, whatever. It's 40, 60, 30, 70, what you call it. Like, I thought they had standalone value. I haven't been cheering for
Injuries.
motherfucker.
You have
Feels hurtful.
you have a stable of running backs of which you could now trade from. You have a position of power. You could fill a hole.
I do have some power right now. And like I said in the group meet, like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now. Like, it feels like there are moves to be made and to decide what the best moves are, whether that's to like chill for a little bit longer, take advantage, strike while the iron is hot. Yeah, it's tough to say, and nothing hurts worse than making a trade as like Pebbles last year. We made a trade. I thought it was good at the time. He thought it was good at the time. Turned out to be heavily favored for me. And if he had made no trades at all, he wouldn't have had the Sacco. So that's what I'm scared of right now. I'm trembling in my boots about like being in a great position and then like throwing it away somehow.
I'm jealous and I feel dumb of not making a play for Williams on the Rams. I mean, we didn't know the full extent of Cam Akers just being butthurt and then like getting kicked out of Dodge, but it seemed like a very obvious thing that I could have done to strengthen my team. And I thought that it was a flash in the pan game. And I didn't want to like waste the money on it. And I wanted to wait. And then now I just feel dumb about that. So I think that was a great move. And I think that's a move that's gonna be more impactful than getting Pukaki'd for Stu.
Why am I catching strays here?
You're not catching strays. It's another Rams position player who wasn't drafted and then was picked up on waiver wire. Who happens to be on your team?
He is.
Actually, this is fun because I was like weighing this in my mind for that waiver weekend, basically just like how everybody has their own process, but like coming to terms with how much you gamble on a player like that. How do you weight what their role will be moving forward, right? Because we all know Cooper Kupp has like he's lingering, right? And so like I don't know about you guys, but I was like feverishly looking online to see what the splits were of like overlap. Like, is Puka just taking all of Cooper Kupp's reps? And as soon as Cooper Kupp comes back, he's not going to play at all? Or like, is he playing outside and Cooper Kupp plays in the slot? Like, and like I had made the decision personally to like commit, not like crazy, but like pretty aggressively. I think I bid $15 for him. Because yeah, it's one of those things where like you got to take your shots on these players, and like for Stu, it panned out 1 week already, and he's looking like a stud. So it's very interesting. I'm curious what your guys' thought processes are as going through like a player blows up 1 week. What do you do?
I think it's about their role. Is it like chiseled in stone, or could it be chiseled in stone? Like if it's a 1 week, rental, that's way different. You're going to spend way differently. But I thought that even when Kupp comes back, Puka would still be at least like a wide receiver 3 flex play. And that's kind of what I needed anyway. Probably a wide receiver 3. I don't know. I mean, I have Pickens and I have Watson. So for me, it's like I just think that he could be like an awesome pickup. And it looked like the way he was being used. I mean, he passed the sniff test for sure. So I think he's just a good player. And I think when he comes back, or when Kupp comes back, if Kupp comes back, he's still going to be good. But yeah, for me, it's just kind of trying to judge what their role is. And then if their role is going to be like a starter top producer for the rest of the year, you can just basically empty your fab, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's the great question, right? Like,
yeah,
can you determine if they're going to be contributors or not for a sustained period of time?
What do you think someone would have spent on Williams had they known, like if he was on waivers this week, what he would have gotten, what you guys would have spent on him? Would have went for like 70 or 80, right?
Or more, 100 maybe.
Yeah. Like he's clearly a bell cow. He scored a lot of points against the nasty Niner defense. I'm excited to have him on my team.
We are now into our week 3 picks. We have 6 matchups. We have some
Let's
fun
go.
ones. We have some boring ones. I actually just got a listener question for Weaver. This individual wants you to identify what this icon is in the chat, and that's not an eye. So what do you call that icon?
Man, what is that icon?
Without Googling it.
For everybody,
It's next to the like brackets on your keyboards on the very right, underneath your delete and above your return. If you do the shift, it's not
a vertical slash. Basically, it's just a vertical line.
A vertical slash.
It's a vertical line. Yeah. Buck. I don't know what that symbol is called. That's a fun question. Do you know what it's called, Stu?
No.
I'm not even seeing where it is. Where is it
It's
again?
in the chat. I put it in the chat. Or if you look at your Mac keyboard, it's under the delete and above the return if you do shift.
Oh. I would call that a bar line.
That's what I was gonna say too. A bar.
Because it's like in music they call those vertical like black lines bar lines for sure. But I don't know what it's called in real life.
I'm calling it a vertical.
A vert.
Our source says it's called a pipe.
That's stupid. That's not
Did
real.
you just lay pipe in chat?
I did lay pipe in the chat. Not in the real world, unfortunately.
Whoa. We got a Chelsea laughter and Chelsea slander happening at the same time.
Yeah, she's eating out of a bucket of ice cream and laughing at us. Week 3 picks. That's neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we got to hurry up so I can get my pick 'em in before the game starts. I gotta get
we'll be done in the next 15. Why don't we start with
you pick them now before we talk about it?
Yeah, do it as we talk about them. Also, you have to do it on your don't you do it on your phone. It's so hard to do on your phone.
I know. How do you do it on your phone even? Like
you have to like open up the browser in like Firefox or something.
Wait,
and, like,
tell me, am I gone when I do this? Am I gone? Am I still here?
Still here.
You're still here.
All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna do it on my you go ahead, guys. Don't mind me.
Have you seen like, oh my god, you just reminded me of all of the meme TikToks and Instagrams of like the generational differences that you see on Zoom right now. Stu with his face like half missing.
Well, dude, I'm leaning in. I'm trying to read.
Wait, move closer to the camera. Oh, wait, now farther away. Now closer to the camera. I know what you're doing.
That was one of the jokes in the draft where I had my iPad and I was looking at it like a boomer.
I knew you're scrolling. Yes, squinting. You're like,
oh man,
index finger. Oh my god.
Mo money, mo problems versus Sleepy Joe. In this one, I'm taking the Bakeroo. I think that Brad's got the quarterback advantage, but after that, Bacon has the advantage on both receivers, running backs, tight end. I don't know about flex though. Taysom Hill, although they don't have any running backs there this week, so that could be a sneaky play. But I think probably the biggest producer is going to be that SF defense tonight against the listless, hapless New York Giants. So because of that, taking the Bakeroo.
Damn, that's a good pick. I have selected Sleepy Joe, and I'm like pretty scared now about my pick, actually. I'm hoping that Eckler comes back because Sleepy Joe needs some help in the running back.
He did not practice.
Yeesh. I did read somewhere that like Christian Kirk is like the like zone defense destroyer. Like that's where he thrives. And last week he blew up because KC kept running a zone D, and then the only team that runs zone D more than KC is Houston. So it might be another boom game. That'll be like a fun,
interesting,
fun line to bet on. But yeah, anyways, I chose Sleepy Joe. I think Bacon's team is nasty. Nico Collins blown up is great for him. you always hate, you love to hate to see a double tight end start. And so, yeah, I'm going with Sleepy Joe.
I am going with Bacon. I think he's basically better across the board right now. Quarterback, wide receiver core, running backs, tight end, flex. I think Taysom Hill is going to be like the goal line back this week. I think he's going to score. And then defense, I just think Bacon is better across the board. So I'm going with Bacon.
Yeah.
My fellow Niner fan.
Am I allowed to switch my vote?
It's not game time yet. You can switch all the way up to game start.
It's locked in. It's podcast official.
Oh, your pot. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's good to zig when others zag. You can zig your way to a L in this one.
Oh,
got him. Next matchup. Law-abiding citizens versus no Ayuk for you. They're both 0-2. This is a fun one. Someone's going to be 0-3 after this one and might become that Sacco favorite in the way too early week 3 podcast. But let's not put the cart before the horse. Who you got, Weaver?
I'm going with no Coop for you. Ayuk being out this week really hurts this pick, actually. I was expecting him to be in. Fuck. Yeah, geez, starting Tony and Mooney, that hurts. But he has a bell cow in Zach Moss, so that's lovely. Derrick Henry is the king, and then Brian Robinson is who I thought he was last year. He just didn't get shot during preseason. Nice. He's looking pretty darn cool. I'm going with no coup for you.
Tony did not practice today and is questionable for the game. And I just read his little blurb, and I love the last sentence. It's after a forgettable one-catch effort in the Chiefs season opener, Tony bounced back in this team's week 2 win over the Jaguars, hauling in all 5 of his targets for 35 yards.
That's a bounce back game.
That's quite the bounce back, yeah. I did not take no Ayuk for you. I took law-abiding citizens, and his team actually has no Qs right now, and I think he has better players. There's my analysis. Although I did think that I heard on some other podcast that George Kittle is a very strange character because he will have some terrible games and then he'll have like a 1 touchdown, 150-yard kind of games. And basically, they were saying he's like due. So like tonight could be the matchup in the game where Kittle does blow up. Player to watch in about an hour.
This is a fun defensive battle. Pittsburgh, very good defense against Jimmy G, and then the New York Jets versus Mac Jones. That'll be fun. Both defenses might be top 3 scorers on each of these teams.
Nah, dude, O'Malley's got some players. He's got Lamb, he's got Higgins, he's got Walker, who we just talked about being an RB1. He's got your boy Sutton.
Got to be starting Sutton.
Who you guys do?
Now this one's a tough one for me, honestly, but I think that Sean has the slightly better matchups. He has like Lawrence against Houston. I think Lawrence is gonna have an actual bounce back game, not a stupid bounce back game like that other guy, Tony. But I'm a little skeptical about some of the other players on his team. But I'm still going to have to go with Sean here. I think there's a lot of question marks. I still have to fade Evan. It's worked for me so far. I'm going to fade him until he gets his guys back. And so I'm going to go with Sean. Also, shout out Sean. I called him out I think it was last week, for having a pretty he still had the Applebee's logo for his avatar. Now it's changed to a poster starring 2 guys. I can't see who they are, but 2 guys, and that's it.
It's a law-abiding citizen. Isn't that with Gerard Butler and Denzel?
It looks like Gerard Butler, and it looks like T.I. from the from the nose down.
It's Jamie Foxx.
Oh, close.
You white cisgendered racist POSs.
I'm literally looking at him. He's like this, dude.
Yeah, it's tough
Had
to
a
see.
chin.
He's wearing a Batman mask, that's for sure.
He looks like Stu on Zoom.
Thank you, dude. If I look like Jamie Foxx, I'm fired up.
Next, we got hot dog versus justice for Sean and Deshaun. I marked this as a matchup that would make the crowd go mild.
What is that pun?
The crowd goes wild.
I know, but where did mild come from? Is it because you think it's a lame matchup?
It's the opposite of, yeah. It's like we talk about hot takes and cold takes. It's kind of like that. One's good, one's bad.
It rhymes
Also,
with
it rhymes
wild.
with wild, mild. That's fun.
Do we
It's
have
good
to
to
explain more
educate
to you?
people, yeah, on the podcast. You learn something new every day. I took justice for Sean and Deshaun in this one. I think that Cousins is going to have a big game against the LAC because they can't play defense. I did note that this would be a fun one because we have a receiver, Elijah Moore. Amari
You said it was mild. You said it was mild, though. You can't call it a fun one right after you call it matchup gone mild.
I thought this would be a medium thing to take note of in this mild matchup. The Cleveland receivers.
Stay consistent.
Who at the point of this pick, Scott did not have in his lineup, but now he has adjusted his lineup. So also kudos for Scott getting that lineup adjusted. Although Pacheco is questionable and did not practice. Oh, he's present. Never mind. He was spotted on the media access portion. Sounds like he's ready for a bounce back to the tune of 35 yards. I think Samuel will have a good – I think all the 49ers will have good games against the Giants. Or at least they had the potential to. I guess they all can't blow up in the same game. But with Ayuk not playing, some more targets will probably go into those pass catchers' way. Tough to have Garrett Wilson, even though he did score a touchdown last week against Dallas with that Jets defense and Zach Wilson at the helm. That's going to be a little rough. Yeah, I also think Scott has like better players overall. So I chose Scott.
I chose Max. I chose Hot Dog. I think that there are question marks on both of these teams, but I think that what really drove my decision, moved the needle for me, is the difference in running backs this week. Najee Harris has just looked so terrible, and then Pacheco might be injured, so I could easily see Clyde Edwards-Helaire and McKinnon just taking over and letting him rest. And then I saw a tweet recently that there's like a cyclone hitting the East Coast this week, and so like Buffalo, there might be like gale force winds, and so I'm not sure how that's going to affect Stephon Diggs. So that's what I'm going with Max on this one.
That was actually a very convincing argument there, Weaver. But I am going with Scott. I think that Cousins is going to potentially be QB1 this week. I think he's already QB1 on the year, and he has another juicy matchup where they're just going to shoot it out with the LA Clippers. I think AJ Brown is due for a big game, like a massive game. He's had a few pretty pedestrian ones, and then the last one was on Thursday, so the offense is always weird on Thursdays. I think Najee Harris will actually have a good week against Vegas. I think Vegas sucks, and I think Najee will do well with his volume. Hawkinson's going to do well in that stackle. I don't like Zay Jones, but I like him against Houston. So I think that Scott could actually blow up. And with regard to the Pacheco situation, I mean, Scott has McKinnon, so he could always just throw McKinnon in there and hope to get some more run that way. So at least get a little bit of that timeshare. So mitigate some of the risk. So I'm going to go with Scott there. I think Scott is going to win. Justice for Sean.
Do you guys, real quick, you said that Kirk Cousins is the top quarterback. Can you guess who's in the top 5?
Russell Wilson.
Tua Tagovailoa.
He had a
Nah, he's number
50.
6.
He had
Daniel
a
Jones.
50-yard Hail Mary, dude. Like Russell Wilson's stats, 50-yard Hail Mary. Like
Yeah, that helps. Kirk Cousins, Jordan Love, number 2.
Yep.
Justin Street, Wussel, and Patrick Mahomes, your top 5 quarterbacks.
Justin Fields isn't in there, huh?
I gotta scroll pretty far down the list.
He's like 35 or something.
Don't scroll. Justin makes
scrolling.
Quarterbacks that are better than Justin Fields. We got Desmond Ritter, CJ Stroud,
Ritter,
Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, Sam Howell, Mac Jones.
Bunch of free agents. You can still pick them up still.
Very small sample size.
Hey, you're
right.
As
a scientist, I think you know something about that, Weaver.
Yeah, it's true. Hard to make any judgments after 2 weeks.
We got Gamblers Anonymous versus Et Tua Black. I took Pebbles in this one. I think Waddles is not going to play Waddles. I think Waddle is not going to play. My running backs, until I see different, are terrible.
They are.
And I think Pebbles has a good team. I think Waller could be in trouble tonight versus SF. But other than that, I think he has a lot of boomy players, including Dijon. So, yeah, I feel like my team is in a little bit of a rut. And until they prove otherwise, I'm going to choose Pebbles.
Yeah, I also chose Pebbles. There's a team out there with a ton of running backs, and you have a lot of receivers.
I just got an RB1 today. That's okay. Let's see.
Have you watched him play lately?
Oh, he hasn't played recently. So no.
But have you watched him play like as recently as you could watch him play?
I read his stats. He scored some touchdowns. He ran for like 500 yards. So, he's doing things.
Yeah, the boy looks pretty unathletic out there. Pretty
explosive. Who did you choose in this matchup?
I chose Pebbles as well.
Hell yeah. 3 for 3. That means I'm definitely getting the win. The podcaster's curse on him.
I do like your Dolphins though this week. I've said that before. But I just think he has he has Herbert going against Minnesota. That should be a pretty big game. Ridley going against Houston should be big. Connor against Dallas could be awful. Waller against SF could be awful. So you have a few outs here. He's starting Warren, which is kind of a coin flip. But I think that if his players hit like they should, he will obviously win. But you do have that massive feast or famine approach with the Dolphins. So we'll see what happens. But I'm picking Pebbles.
Fair and balanced. Oh, baby, I like Amon Ra versus This Is How You Ramondre. I think this is the matchup of the week. And we got some heavy hitters that I had difficulty in choosing a winner.
Which is kind of crazy because according to the pick'em, all 4 competitors have selected me. So I feel like
spoilers. What if people are listening to the podcast to hear our picks? Now they can just see that.
They can just fuck right off. Yeah. Sorry about the spoiler. I did not think
they can fuck right off. Fair.
I did not think about the spoiler, and I'm really sorry to those of you who are just spoiled. I just think it's
matchup.
funny.
Screw Weaver, dude. I guess it's already all up there then. It's all out in the wash now. Let's move on.
Sorry. Hey, Collin, who do you think is going to win this matchup, and why?
I chose you begrudgingly. I think your team is too stacked. Although, Williams for the Rams has been great. I like your Stackle against the Panthers. They're also in trouble. Part of the reason why I picked up the Seattle defense. Although I would have liked the Chiefs. I don't remember who beat me to that. Was it used to? You have the Chiefs defense against the Bears. Anyway, I may have Pebbles.
I have Jacksonville again against Houston.
I had a tough time picking against Jefferson and Jalen Hurts, but Josh Reynolds is, I think, on the wrong side of questionable. And yeah, you are on quite the streak. So I think it's going to be the hot hand until proven otherwise.
Stu, what nice things do you have to say about me?
I think you're going to win, and that's all you deserve for your spoiler.
That's fair.
Fuck. Oh, I played that terribly. I should have just sat back, just enjoyed the ride.
You were like,
But for
wait,
Adam,
Wait.
I'll
A
say
funny
more for
thing.
Adam.
Go ahead, Stu.
I think Adam has a serious chance if Jefferson and Hurts go off. But yeah, it's a little tough. Swift could, be that guy, but I just think you have too much consistency on your team, Weaver.
Holy shit. You guys just reminded me of a terrible experience. This probably has happened to everybody, probably, but sexual experience, freshman year of college.
Oh my God.
It was like
Where are
a
we going?
sure thing. It was a sure thing, right? And right
You just did the blink
before
gif.
we're both naked, right? Like we've been
Where
in
did
it.
this come from?
It's very
This is a
relevant.
humble brag. What is going on?
Right,
This is good.
right
This is
before
good.
right before we're about to do it, I say, "Are you sure?" And then she stops and it's off. The mood's over. I don't get to like have this experience with this person. And so that's how I feel right now. The same exact feelings that I felt then is what I feel with having spoiled
Dude,
you
you're just
guys
consent king, dude. Consent king.
rubbing me off. Yeah, a very proud moment for me, but also devastating, right? Anyway,
You didn't probably. I mean, probably she consented when she took off all her clothes, right? I mean, to a certain level, but sorry, that sounded really weird, but it sounded like you were in a situation where things were
This is a
going in the right
public
direction.
podcast. Yes.
I'm just saying he decided to steer it in a different direction. It seemed like everything was going really well until you steered it somewhere else. That's what I was trying to say. So
I'm sure he
don't
had
try
some
to
nerves too. I'm sure he was a little pitter-patter freshman. Like, I can't believe this is happening.
Were you a little VIR at that
I wasn't
point?
a little V, I was a big V.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
You played yourself.
Yeah, you played yourself.
Just like I played myself just now. I like crazy that came back, surging back.
Sounds like this is a lingering memory. That's a deep throwback.
It was.
Coming
Well, it wasn't very
reminiscing
deep.
before this big weekend of yourself, all of the what ifs in your life.
Dude, oh my God. I don't like those what ifs.
Past. There's only one.
You ever have this where your like partner like starts like asks you like about your past and like experiences that you've had, and it's just like this weird road of like towing the line of like being honest with your partner, but also like fuck out of here. You ever have this
No, I feel
conversations?
like honesty is super important.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you guys are gonna be like each other's everything. You got to be 100% honest all the time.
So you like told stories about BJ Brittany with
There's
reckless abandon.
I don't go out of my way to steer things in the wrong direction, Weaver, like some people. But if she asked me, then I would tell her for sure.
I'm gonna text Amber right now.
Don't you fucking
Hey,
bold.
Amber,
Don't do it. Don't
been
do
a
it.
while. By the way, you should ask Stu about getting bukakied with.
Have you ever heard of this actress / model / streamer Erika Nagashima?
Here's her link anyway. Nope. Anyway, see you later.
You should show Stu. She's really cool.
I imagine we've all had at least the I don't call it aversion, but the hesitation that Weaver's talking about, like how can I communicate this in a way where I'm not sounding like a complete asshole while still being honest?
Yeah, not trying to hide anything.
It's just like
just
being alive.
Yeah.
Just don't do that though. What would you tell your young self? Like if you were doing the play-by-play, you're Chris Collinsworth up in the booth and you're watching yourself do this dumb shit. What would you say? Oh, here's a guy who here's a guy who shot himself in the foot when he's about to have the best time of his life.
If we've seen it once, we've seen it 100 times. It's a
he went to
Classic rookie mistake.
To meet beautiful women on the beach, and this is what he does when he has the chance. Like, it's brutal, dude.
He's gonna be finding
Reminds
the
me.
bench really soon.
Dude, oh my
Riding
God.
the pine, dude.
He's gonna find a cold shower very soon.
Finally has the opportunity to score, and he trips. He had nobody but himself to beat, and he beat himself. Daniel Jones, call out.
Anyway,
Speed
that was,
wobble.
One more matchup.
that was pretty funny.
Getting
Thanks
Pukakis
for that,
versus,
Weaver. That was good. I'm glad you brought
I
that up.
pierced my dick root. I like this one. They're both sexual in nature names, so that's fun.
Put it
We
away.
like sex, and we don't care who knows.
We don't
Put
care
it
what
away,
the
you
podcast knows.
Put it away.
I chose Richard Root in this one, and I chose him because. Why did I do this? That's fun.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt.
No, actually, I don't really have any analysis. I can't. I'm just like freezing on the spot. I think it would be fun to see you lose after you trade for Laporta. And I think McCaffrey's going to have a good game, as all the other Niners.
Yeah, he will have a good game.
Double-digit game points.
That's
also, I think Fields against Kansas City is probably what tipped the scale for me. Is that it's a tough matchup, and he hasn't exactly risen to the occasion this year.
I'm getting Pukaki'd. Part of this is the fact that there's that cyclone. I'm really leaning into this cyclone. And Stu really needs the Cincinnati Ram game to be a shootout. Starting both Tutu Atwell and Nakua. Yeah, Burrow's hurting. Which might be a good thing. Like maybe the backup will throw the ball to the best player on the field, and then Stu profits. Montgomery is not practicing. Gibbs is going to get all the looks against Atlanta, so that's fun. I'm taking Pukaki.
Hell yeah!
Especially if Watson comes back too.
Yeah, I'm picking myself as well. I think that Justin Fields could have a sneaky big game against Kansas City. I think that their defense is good, but they could also be the Bears could be trailing, and Fields could be just king of garbage time like he usually is. I think that my wide receivers are really good. Pickens against Las Vegas, I like that. Nakua, he's injured. Is this new? Yeah, it's still just an oblique, like maintenance probably. Against Cincinnati, I like the matchup so much so I started Tutu as well because they've both been great, and it's just a flex position. I will probably put in Watson if he's healthy. I'm just not sure if he is or not. I think Gibbs is now going to be the guy. I think Etienne has finally an incredible matchup against Houston, so I think he will finally burst out of his shell. And yeah, I just kind of think that my team is better, and that's pretty much it. I think I'm scared of Christian McCaffrey. I'm not really scared of Pierce at all. I'm not scared of Burks at all. And the interesting thing to watch is the Kansas City defense against Justin Fields.
Agreed.
Because it's going to be inverse, right? If Justin Fields blows up, then Kansas City defense will suck. And if they get picks and, scoop up fumbles for touchdowns, and it'll go the other way. So that's a pretty big swing in our matchup.
Such an annoying thing to be playing against your opponent's defense. Like Brad had the Miami defense on Sunday Night Football, and they had a pretty good game against Mac Jones, like multiple sacks, interceptions, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, that's tough. Stu, did you see that Bryce Young is already inactive for the weekend?
Yeah, he's trapped.
I think the Panthers might be better with Red Rocket.
Oh yeah, I wish they would start Matt Corral instead, because they drafted him highly last year, second round pick, quarterback. Wow. I think it was 2 years ago, actually, they drafted him. He was last year they drafted him, and then he went on IR all year. Or practice, whatever it is, when you're like not really on the roster, but you're dead. And yeah, I just think that if you're going to see what you have because you spent draft capital on a high, obviously Bryce Young, it's looking really sus. Then you have Coral sitting there too. I mean, we already know that Red Rocket is not the quarterback of the future. Our season is garbage. So why are we starting some super random journeyman quarterback when we should just start our other guy and see if he can do something?
See how it goes. Yeah.
And it's just stupid. The Panthers are just like one of the worst run organizations at this point since Tepper took over from Richardson. Yeah.
I want to pivot from the Panther podcast just to because I was very interested after doing the quarterbacks. I looked at the running back landscape, and obviously it's trash right now. Top 5 running backs: Christian McCaffrey, then Kyron Williams, Brian Robinson, not the B Robinson that everybody would expect, Tony Pollard, and Raheem Mostert.
Mostert had a big game last week.
Mostert's gonna get injured. That's a fact.
Whoa! Don't pull a Weaver here, okay?
For sure gonna happen. It's for sure gonna happen. That guy was barely able to play last week.
Have no fear. I've got Jeff Wilson stashed. Fuck you, Evan.
That'd be so funny. Oh my god. Dude, then imagine the tinkering potential for Weaver. Oh, that would be just great. Wow. Okay, we got to get out of here, gentlemen. This game's
Yeah, my Niners are about to play. All right.
Love you both.
Good luck, everybody. Except for Pebbles, you're going to be drinking some shots very soon.
All right. Good luck, friends.
Bye.
Ciao.